the government as well as the people dealing in a number of bureaucracy tendencies that are being implemented when it comes to coffee. Coffee being one of the main exports of Uganda's economy, as well as one of those things that raise the GDP sensitive, given that a lot is being governing it in regards to the exporting. We see that Uganda's MPs demand withdrawal of the coffee bill, mainly because of the sectarianism that is around it, and a lot is being said that the exporting of coffee is not a tribalist movement, and this was said by a parliamentary member who does not believe that UCDA is doing a lot for the country when it comes to giving out licenses. Wait for the word from UCDA and the government, as well as the members of parliament, on how earning, and I think it causes unsettlement in the masses when it comes to earning a source of income. Moving forward, we see there is a number of technological advancements that are being made when it comes to everything technology. And when we talk about technology, we talk about the industrial revolution that has been happening over a period of centuries before us. And here we look at right now in the 21st World Investor Week, where they were addressing things like financial literacy and inclusion. And we see the increased use of ATMs. And when it comes to online, and looking at it in another perspective, which is the most important one, the business perspective, we see that now you can leverage social media, and that is what we are looking at when it comes to technological advancements. And we do look at, again, in Daily Monitors, that economic growth. Like I said, again, we look at technology, the role played by technology. We look at the government policies that are surrounding a number of things that need to be put into place. And these insights are given to us by Dr. Ben Mugera, who is the head of the Center of Professional Courses of Uganda's Management Institution, also known as UMI. And again, talking about capital markets, which should be an increasing talk, we see that there's a page dedicated to this kind of lifestyle when it comes to educating the masses about what capital markets are and are going to be able to embrace this change in order to move forward and be able to make a source of living for ourselves. And that and more is what is in today's Daily Monitor. So let's quickly switch on New Vision. And the very front page of New Vision says that S4 Max panic as deadline expires. First of all, congratulations to all the students out there who are pursuing or going through their final exams as the year is coming to an end. And there is a lot of panic regarding this, mainly because the limited preparation for the time to start the exams. A number of students are still not ready to get into that. And we see that the Daily Monitor, the New Vision is giving us a point of view when it comes to that. And page 2 talks about, again, mobilization of coffee and the Buganda dispute when it comes to coffee. We see that the Buganda did start a coffee organization back in 2016 in order to increase the poverty, to reduce mandatory for them to study a course that gives them all the liberties of teaching, and without it you won't be able to receive this salary. We wish the candidates a very good and successful examination period. With that is what we have. Let's go into a brief break and we'll be back for the next segment.
Smart 24, driving business. Smart 24, driving business.
Mikono weaving ow'emikono nga naye nkozesa ngalo na mpiso neza bulijjo. Wano mazeewo weeks 2 training eno, nyongedde okukuguka mu kukola table mats nga nkozesa ebintu ebyaffe ebyawano ebya bulijjo ng'ebyayi, ewuzi, nga nkozesa kamashini. Naye obuzibu bwensanze mu kuyiga kwange nfunye kamashini. So nebaza aba GROW abatuteekekedde omusomo guno ne PSFU okututeekamu ssente ne batulowoozaako ne batuteekamu omusomo guno. Mbeebaliza ddala era obubaka bwempa basaba banteekemu obwesige ne ssente sobole okwongera omutindo gwange nga bwe nviize wano.
GROW, generating growth opportunities and productivity for women enterprises.
There is only one rule you must follow in order to be a winner. Number 1, defeat the undefeatable. You, step forward. I want you to box the air until it falls down. I'm not seeing it falling in. You see it falling in. Box, harder. Winning is hard, but with MTN Momo, it's easy. Simply pay or shop with Momo for a chance to win mobile money every day. Use the Momo app or dial *165*3#.
Moment has arrived.
Closer to your champion. Sakani Simene, 100-meter sprinter.
Patrick Chinyemba, flyweight category. BMX racer.
Stay connected for every medal moment from the 2024 Paris Olympic Games. Get closer to your champions with Supersport on DSTV, the home of entertainment.
If you play a game of power, Chelsea is French.
I didn't lie to you. I only withheld the information.
Any minute I get, I'm going to tell Charles. Be prepared to lose it all.
I'd rather be buried alive.
Damalai makes her boldest power play.
Very dramatic.
In season 2, Monday to Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Only on Pal Magic Prime. DSTV channel 148. Go TV channel 303.
Is my joy. Ono bulu majiki wange. Ayo. Salaba kumabala. Atukuza no nyirira ochiraka nyange. Taisa bubi fabriki. Chona chiri chigwa lwa bulu majiki. Bulu majiki is my choice. Ono bulu majiki wange. And the bulu majiki is my choice. Hey, ono bulu majiki wange.
Smart 24, driving business. Smart 24, driving business.
3 inspired souls brought together by love are set on a life-changing journey.
This is your life, Mackenzie. This is no longer a dream.
It's just something about Mackenzie.
I'll never marry.
Your position does not allow you to break work relationship rules.
Where choices change everything. Crossroads, weekdays at 8 p.m. on Pal Magic Prime. DSTV channel 148, GoTV channel 303.
it requires that you exceed all the limits of mankind and womankind. But when you play with MTN Momo, winning is easy. Simply get your phone and use the Momo app or dial *165*3#, enter merchant code, enter amount, enter your Momo PIN, and pay. Congratulations! Your stomach is full, and now you stand a chance to win mobile money with MTN Momo.
If you play a game of power,
Chelsea is rich.
I didn't lie to you. I only withheld the information.
Any minute I get, I'm going to tell Charles.
Be prepared to lose it all.
I'd rather be buried alive.
Damalai makes her boldest power play.
Very dramatic.
In season 2, Monday to Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Only on Pal Magic Prime. DSTV channel 148. Go TV channel 303.
Cooking oil like no other makes your meal so sweet and scrumptious. The taste of Uganda, yeah, the taste of Uganda, the taste.
Era nga nkola liquid soap okuva covid we yajja abantu ne batandika bagamba banabe mu ngalo era nga nkuguse mu liquid soap banyongedde mu skills mwe yennyini product yange. Skills zenjize wano ngenda zikozesa okulaba nga product yange ekyukamu kuba era we baali batuyigiriza twayiga batuyigiriza mu business development ne batuyigiriza bizibu bwe bafuna mu products zaffe. Twalaba omukisa ne tuddayo eri bakasitoma awo bizibu ki bye musanga mu business yange. Ne abamu ne baŋŋamba liquid soap amazzi, liquid soap ayokya. Ne tukomawo wano Madam Grace n'atuyigiriza in a practical way. Ne tuyiga liquid soap omulungi agenda okuyamba bakasitoma baffe. Obubaka bwennyini eri project ya Grow ne bamanya nti disability is not inability. Era tusaba batwongere bongere tuyigiriza in other skills ne webabaawo obusobozi batongere mu capital.
Grow.
This is Jordan. When it comes to classwork, Jordan is magic. Jordan shines. Jordan makes his peers better. Jordan is a true leader. White Star Magic Family.
Hello tech lovers, the Pixel tablet is here. Is Google back? Wow, we could all be asking the same question, but the Pixel tablet launches today into a field more crowded than ever, priced at £599. It's got the same chip as the company's flagship is the dock, which you slap the tablet onto with some powerful magnets and effectively transforms the device into a home hub. You can see information like time and voice listening. Given that ever more muddled space between smartphones and tablets, Google will hope it's considering its history with new products we will all know in about 2 years. Google has a history of killing off products that don't set the world alight. From its Stadia gaming platform to its previous Pixel tablet, it hopes its latest effort will find itself an audience by stuttering the line between the tablet and the home hub. As smartphone screens have once pitched as an obvious middle ground between the computer in your pocket and one on your lap, the thinking behind them seems increasingly muddled. There are iPads for people who want a keyboard and powerful processor and those who want a small screen. Samsung, unfortunately, occasionally with a stylus, makes tablets while also making Amazon's various Kindles and Microsoft's array of Surfaces. If your head is hurting because of all these features, then you're definitely not alone. As someone who recently helped research a newly family tablet purchase, it's more difficult than ever to know which models to choose from as your use cases vary so wildly. But that hasn't stopped Google from developing the latest Google Pixel tablet, which comes with a twist. But can it find an audience?
Smart 24, driving business.
Okay, welcome back from that very well-deserved break. I think and I hope that you have a cup of tea as we dive into more of what is trending today and what we need to put emphasis on, as we're going to start off with a very needed quote that is going to keep us through the day and keep us motivated as we go ahead. It's called Alvin Toffler, and this was written in 1970, but it predicted the 21st century, and in it he says that the illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but it will be those who cannot unlearn. Learn 1970. And when we look at this, how are you as a person acknowledging the technological advancements, the new renewable resources that are being used to generate the lifestyle that we are living today? And how are you using that growth to, how are you leveraging it today? We see that a number of us can be able to read and write, but to be and where we hoped to be by the year 2024 when it comes to our dreams and goals. But it will be those who cannot learn and relearn. And when it goes down to a personal advice that is best needed for ourselves in order to flourish, remember, business starts from personal growth. If you can't grow yourself as a person, you can't be able to feed your business, because what you feed yourself is what you'll be able to get for marketing, promoting awareness. This means that you have been able to unlearn some of these notions that you grew up with, and we see that maybe advertisement then was done by word of mouth or moving from door to door, appliances, what they were selling. And if you are still that way, I would say maybe call it analog. You should be able to grow yourself and be able to unlearn to the trend of the technology, be able to leverage it, markets, reach out to people. There is a lot of platforms, there's a lot of spaces. And when I look at X, I see every other day that on these spaces they're hosting a number of educational and space listening in to what these big people have to say, or people who have already flourished wherever they are, what they have to educate us the rest about how to be able to divert into the very fast moving world. A quote by Alvin Toffler, and it is from his book called The Future Shock. And moving forward, I would love to continue to throw more light on the companies that are helping with the exporting and sustainability of coffee in Uganda. And rationalizing literally means doing away with the UCDA, which is bringing about a lot of turmoil when it comes to the people who are in this sector. And we need to be able to date back our minds to way back in the period of colonialism, narrow colonialism, as well as neo-colonialism, where the economy of Uganda was predominantly surviving on the 3 C's and the 3 T's. The 3 C's being coffee, cotton and copper, and the T's being tea, tobacco and tourism. So if we look at it today, NRM has an aim of covering the whole spectrum of Uganda's huge potential. And when it comes to agriculture alone, the economy is predominantly surviving on agriculture exports. And that probably gives way to the front page of Daily Monitor, why it capitalized on the fact that coffee does not lie. We see that from way back, in the 1960s, late 1960s, mid 70s, Uganda has been predominantly surviving on coffee. And if you talk about doing away with the bodies that are foreseeing these exportation and importations, it is going to affect a number of coffee growers and the economy at large. So the ongoing debates in the parliament, the members are demanding for a withdrawal of the coffee bill, because when we see the advantages or the changes that have been brought about by the UCDA, the Uganda Coffee Development Authority, we see that a lot has been put into place, a lot has and the rates of exportation have increased when it comes to coffee plantation and exportation in Uganda. And we should keep in mind that a number of Ugandans at a personal level are taking part in this because they embrace the change and it's being done away with. And Buganda in particular, like I said, Charles Peter Mayiga in 2016 opened up an initiative to the Baganda in Uganda, and it was with a vision of eradicating poverty, and it had to do away with educating the masses on how to plant, educating them on how to have healthy coffee and be able to nationalize. It does pose a fear to the mass as well as the people who are taking part in this. So moving forward again on the Daily Monitor, we see that goes away, and we see that how they are talking about how things will happen then. What should we expect as Ugandans when it comes to the UCDA being eradicated? How are we going to be able, when it comes to just coffee plantation? Because it is one of the things that we predominantly rely on, and this has come a long way, I must say, because back then coffee would be exchanged in a form of barter trade, but as of now it is exchanged on monetary. This has to do a lot with how it is going to be able to, the government, we need to know what the government has to say moving forward when it comes to how are we going to be able to take on the farmers who are benefiting from this as well? If this coffee production, and with that being said, I would love us to situation in Uganda today.
Smart 24, driving business.
There is only one rule you must follow in order to be a winner. Number 1, defeat the undefeatable. You, step forward. I want you to box the air until it falls down. I'm not seeing it falling in. You see it falling in. Box, harder.
Winning is hard, but with MTN Momo, it's easy. Simply pay or shop with Momo for a chance to win mobile money every day. Use the Momo app or dial *165 *3 hash.
Called Josephine Arizio. I'm from Adjumani district. I'm one of the participants for this training. I'm in types of feed meal for poultry. We have been able to learn about feeds for fish and piggery. We were able to also learn about because at first we didn't know it was among the products that we are supposed to mix with our feed. The mixer, which we can be able, as women, we are able to manage it. They look small in size, but I feel it's manageable to us women. It does not need a lot of energy to work. So we are able to work, to use it, and it's effective. It's like we have the mixer that can mix like 1,000 kilograms of maize per hour, which is like improving our, like instead of having labor, like employing men to do the work, we were able to do it ourselves as women. I also thank the GROW project for having selected us. It's really hard to have such opportunity, but we are able to be brought on board. We really thank them and we appreciate them for their effort. We are so grateful, and we probably also able to get the same knowledge we have got and they better their lives.
GROW, generating growth opportunities and productivity for women enterprises.
Say hello to Kevin.
He is just beyond words.
Your ultimate BFF for football nights.
He is the man that you just cannot silence. Oh, it's another classic.
Kevin, what's your secret to always being this happy?
Easy. It's GoTV Super Plus.
Well, there you have it. Upgrade like Kevin and enjoy more for less. GoTV Super Plus, now at a reduced price. Level up your entertainment and savings. GoTV, love it.
75 days since the last day of last season. We are ready to do it all again.
Get all the football on DSTV Compact for only 110,000 shillings per month.
If you play a game of power,
Chelsea is rich.
I didn't lie to you. I only withheld the information.
Any minute I get, I'm going to tell Chelsea.
Be prepared to lose it all.
I'd rather be buried alive.
Damalai makes her boldest power play.
Very dramatic.
In season 2, Monday to Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Only on Pal Magic Prime. DSTV channel 148, GoTV channel 303.
The oil and gas sector is not a massive employer. 160,000 jobs are created, but there are sectorial linkages that can be put to use.
It's about as this from these projects are 160,000 jobs only. We are a young population. Over 50% of Uganda's population is under the age of 30. Oil and gas is not a mass employer. And that goes back to the very first question that someone asked. How are we making sure oil and gas contributes to other sectors of the economy? Agriculture will work in the oil and gas sector directly. Now, what happens to the people that have, that have qualifications, that are the other sectors that are related to oil and gas? For example, we have Auditor General's Office that is hiring geologists. Why? Because they come in to audit recoverable costs. They come in. So they have to have people that understand. If Total said we needed this equipment, does an auditor understand the importance of this equipment? We have banks that are employing engineers.
We first batch Q1 next year. There will be a big gathering of all the 220 selected in November. We'll bring them all. Second batch, I would say end of Q2 and or middle of Q2, and the third batch Q3 23.
From Uganda to actively participate within the industry, to be Emporium is able to bring that information to us and to everyone outside there to be able to know what are the opportunities that are within the oil and gas industry.
The National Environmental Management Authority approved the human rights and environmental impacts of a project. The impacts are then minimized or avoided depending on the circumstances, while maximizing and enhancing the project's advantages.
Sensitivity considerations
At least you can see an elephant and petroleum activities happening. These are some of the most sensitive creatures. They do not like to be disturbed. Someone once, I took long, personally I also learned after taking time there, that even if they have big ears, their big ears are for cooling them. They are for fanning and cooling. But if it wants to call its baby, it calls its baby using vibrations in its feet. Okay? So they communicate using their feet. They do not communicate verbally, or the ears are, you see. So when you begin doing your seismic activities, you can affect these creatures. But we need to understand this and know, you see. And so when we understand, we know how to coexist with them. We know how to reduce these impacts. And that's why I said the sensitivity considerations are issues that we needed to know.
Corridor. One of the reasons we want 30 meters for the construction is the first thing to do is to clear the bush, but then move and store the topsoil on the side of that 30 meters. So we need roughly 5 meters of the 30 meters is to store the topsoil, where we can then put it back when the construction activities are finished. And a pipeline is, in my opinion, a low impact environmental activity.
Smart 24, driving business.
Are you a woman entrepreneur or a woman owning a business and looking for affordable financing to scale up your business? Look no further than the Grow Loan. Grow Loan targets female entrepreneurs nationwide. Key features include a minimum loan amount of 4 million and a maximum loan amount of 200 million shillings, a maximum interest rate not exceeding 10.5% per annum, a loan repayment period not exceeding 24 months. All GROW loan borrowers must comply with the GROW project environmental and social standards. Special incentives are available for borrowers that are refugees or from the refugee host communities, people living with disabilities, and women entrepreneurs from the underserved or minority groups. To apply, contact any of the 6 participating financial institutions. GROW Loan is an intervention under the GROW project, a Government of Uganda project financed by the World Bank and implemented by the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development and the Private Sector Foundation Uganda.
Smart 24, driving business.
Oh, welcome back from the minister's speech. And from his speech, we see that he's talking about the government intending to consolidate its power with the increased public debt. So what the government intends is to cut down on the public expenditure when it comes to organizations that are handling a number of its activities that have to do with the public. And we see that recently it renewed due to this being one of the factors as to why we are having these issues. And this mainly looks at what the government has to do with taking back power when it comes to managing and financing the public resources that it has for the economy. And talking about the energy sector, I would love to again freshen our minds about the upcoming renewable energy conference that is going to be happening this very week, starting tomorrow, 31st of October 2022 until the 2nd of November 2022. And the theme this year of this should be reminded that is an annual event, and the theme this very year is transforming livelihoods through clean energy access. And this conference is organized by the Ministry of Energy and Minerals of Uganda, and it is going to be an international conference. We are going to have a number of over 4,000 attendants who are going to be talking about the space of energy. And when I talk about energy, maybe a number of us don't know what that is, renewable energy. And dating back to those days where we used energy from things such as fossil fuels. Fossil fuels are natural remedies for energy production, and these take over 1,000 years to accumulate. And this is something that has been made to change because we can't wait for 1,000 years to have electricity. We can't wait for over 10,000 years to have a number of things to get done. And we see that the government of Uganda has made a number of positive change and movement towards this. We see the electricity that we use today. And I'm talking about the Renewable Energy Conference. It is going to be talking about these energies that we are getting from the different natural sources, such as the sun, the wind, in order to sustain our everyday life. And tomorrow is when the event is starting. It is going to be starting at exactly 8:30 a.m. until 5:30 p.m. And we are going to have a number of keynote speeches from a number of ambassadors as well as ministers in charge of this and researchers in this space. And we are going to be looking at a number of things, such as how affordable is this energy, how affordable is the gas, how affordable is the electricity. When I talk about clean cooking, we talk about things like gas, we talk about things like the cookers, which use electricity to cook, vis-a-vis the charcoal or the firewood that we are using, which is a natural resource. So when we talk how is the government financing the entities that are taking this initiative onto themselves in order to bring about this. And the first speech, for example, is going to be about, again, energy access and affordability, and this is going to be from the government's point of view. What do they think about how affordable and accessible this is going to be? We see that there will be a talk as well about financing women and youth energy entrepreneurs and innovators. With change comes people who move fast, of course. We see that there's a number of people who are already moving towards the direction of inventing a number of things, which come down to the different things that we use, such as pads for the ladies. But we see that a number of female and young entrepreneurs are coming up with change. We see the change that is being made, for example, in Makerere University, where they are trying to build the cars. We see Chira Motors that is going to be launching the cars in Uganda. So when we talk about financing the people in this space, that is what that is going to be talking about. And then we do, of course, have a lot of knowledge sharing when it comes to renewable energy, and this is going to come to 5:30 p.m. We also talk about watering, the clean energy transition. How are we being able to adjust to the changes that are being made when it comes to the renewable energy? I think these conversations are really going to be interesting, given that a number of us do not know about what renewable energy has to do with and how it, and we should be reminded that with renewable energy comes the differences of climate change. Climate change, we see that gone are the days when we used to rely on the agriculture sector, right? And when we talk about the agriculture sector, we knew that this season to this season would be rainy, so that is when we probably plant, and we knew that there were seasons for harvesting. But when we talk about the change in climate and vis-a-vis what is being done in order to do this, we see that introduction of our daily life and sustainability still goes on with or without the change in climate. This is going to be taking place tomorrow, and we should be reminded that there is a number of diplomacy within Uganda, but we see that it is happening around the COP, the COP29, which is again a climate change initiative by the United Nations that is going to be happening this very November of 2024 in Cape Town, and that is South Africa. Still talking about the climate change situation as well, layer that is supposed to protect us from these changes. So we do also look at one that is going to be happening again in November. And this is known as the African Energy Week, again of 2024, and it is going to be one that encompasses the whole of Africa. When we sit down as Africans and talk about how we are going to be able to adjust to these climate change, these conferences are bringing us together in order to find solutions to the growing and the changing dynamics of the world today. And we are very excited to be embarking on this journey as Smart 20 starts until the very last day. We are going to be passionate about educating you about the need to use renewable energy and how to be able to invest in it, how to be able to finance your stay in the renewable energy space, because we are dedicated to business, and we love to bring to you what is trending and what is changing about the trends. So that being said, it comes to how we are going to protect our country as well as our climate and our businesses to start with. Always be reminded that change starts with you, and we are very positive when it comes to bringing that change to you. Looking more at the REC of tomorrow, we see that day 2 still has a number of discussions from a number of well-conversed converse people when it comes to this space. We see that, again, we are going to be unlocking investment through data aggregation, and this session will constitute of experts in data management discussing opportunities and mechanisms of appropriately aggregating data in Uganda's energy sector. I think this has to do with the continuous involvement of the technological advancement when it comes to the space of Uganda. We again see that they'll be talking about digitalization of national energy resources and systems. And this session will attract experts from the ICT sector, energy sector, and policy makers to deliberate into Uganda's readiness for digitalized energy system, which I do believe that we as a looking at minerals again, they will be looking at the critical minerals for energy transition. Which minerals do we need to put into place to foresee this in the different departments of renewable energy that we talked about, which include water, electricity, healthy cooking, healthy planting, those in the agriculture space. So please don't forget to follow us and keep the conversation alive, as well as the underdevelopment there. We see that, again, there'll be a talk on championing clean energy access through culture, institutional energy, and embraces the change towards that direction. We shall be tapping into, of course, the religious voices in the clean energy deployment discourse in promoting and being ambassadors for the clean energy, as well as working closely with the central government in promoting clean energy. Of course, the fact that this energy is something that can be renewed, it is mandatory. We all know that when we talk about renewable and clean energy, when it comes to cooking, there is the use of gas. And a number of us, maybe we do have always issues of houses getting caught up on fire because they cannot be able to use the gas, someone to death. So of course we are going to, the religious leaders will be taking us and to be able to live a prosperous life. Have some comparisons on it when it comes to gas and firewood. Which one cooks faster? Of course it is gas, but then how are you using it as a person? How safe is it for you? How clean is it for you? So religious leaders cut down on a number of things. I mean, why would you opt to cut down a tree to get firewood, which is deforestation affecting the climate, when you're on a local perspective as well as an international perspective? And of course, the research teams are going to come in to talk about how these are still safe for us to use, despite the fact that we may not have a lot of knowledge about them. And of course, we shall be talking about accelerating energy access and climate action. Energy and renewable energy goes hand in hand with climate change. We need to preserve our environment, and that is why we are opting for these changes as well as in energy. But first things first, comes down to us as natives or citizens. Can we be able to afford the electricity that is narrowing down on the use of how safe it is for us? And please stay tuned in as we go through this journey tomorrow. This international conference, again known as the Renewable Energy Conference of 2024, which has been best suited for you and I. So that being said, today is 30th of October 2024, and the month is coming to an end. We see that we are left with 2 months to end the year of 2024, and I should remind you that look into what hasn't worked for you this year, which is going to be 2025. So I would love to wish you a very lovely morning, and I hope that you will be able to make the best business decisions for yourself and your company and your investment. This is Smart Means Business.